fish is kind of similar to sea bass. It has this gorgeous sort of red scaly skin that will crisp up really nicely. So definitely you want to pan fry these, get some oil, sear them. That skin is going to like crisp up and be crunchy. You can eat the skin. I would just say with this, sear it up and some oil, get that skin nice and crispy, very delicious.
Amelia Tarpey is the program and publicity manager for Grow NYC. She says porgy is cheaper at about $6 for a whole fish or $10 to $12 filleted, but most fish cost $15 to $20 a pound at New York City green markets. It's Civics Week at New York City Public Schools. The organization Soapbox NYC is challenging students to give speeches on topics that matter to them. Layla Peguero is a fourth grader at PS 133 in Belrose, Queens.
Did you know that some schools only let students go on field trips once a year? Field trips are a great way for students to learn and explore the outside world. We spend 6 hours in school, which can be very hard to focus. But if we go on more field trips, we can learn and create new adventures. Students can participate in activities that have teamwork. Students can connect more with their friends and also learn in a fun way. I will try to fix the problem by telling the principals, teachers, and parents about my idea of having more school field trips. Some schools can't even afford more field trips. I will try to fix this by telling teachers, parents, and principals about having more donations or fundraisers for schools. Field trips are important because you learn in a fun way, you go out with your friends, you engage in things, and you can have an awesome experience. So let's go outside and have a fun school field trip.
Fourth grader Layla Peguero. Layla, thanks.
WNYC supporters include the new museum, dedicated to new art and new ideas, opening its expanded building on the Bowery on March 21st with the exhibition New Humans, Memories of the Future. Tickets at newmuseum.org.
Every day, WNYC is working to get closer to New York and to New Yorkers. The underwriting we get from businesses helps power our independence. Learn how your organization can join in at sponsorship.wnyc.org.
It is 6:51 and you're listening to Morning Edition. Marketplace Morning Report is next, and then later on Morning Edition, Transportation Security Administration officers have been working without pay since the middle of February because of the partial government shutdown. What impact is that having on airports?
There are absolutely less staff members. You can definitely tell that.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be, right?
I wouldn't show up for work either if I wasn't getting paid.
Yeah.
Longer lines and more expensive to fly because of the oil situation. That's next hour on Morning Edition from NPR and WNYC. 33 and mostly clear right now. Increasing clouds, high in the upper 40s today with winds topping 25 miles an hour. It is 6:52.
The latest target in the war? Water.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Progressive. Progressive Insurance is hiring for virtual and hybrid employment. The company offers opportunities for professional development and career progression. Position details can be found online at careers.progressive.com. And by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers what's next in cybersecurity innovation to protect today's digital way of life. Learn more at paloaltonetworks.com.
From Marketplace, I'm Sabri Benishore, in for David Brancaccio. The U.S. and Israel's war with Iran is disrupting the flow of oil. We know that. Liquid natural gas, too, and fertilizer, and aluminum, and helium. And add to that growing list, water. Many Gulf countries rely on desalination plants for drinking water. And already in this war, Iran has accused the U.S. of attacking one of its plants. And Bahrain says Iran hit and damaged a plant there with a drone. Marketplace's Samantha Fields has more.
Water has always been an issue in the Middle East.
It's a very arid region. It's a region with a very large and growing population and a growing economy and growing demands on the limited water resources.
Peter Glick at the nonprofit Pacific Institute says many Gulf countries have invested heavily in desalination plants, which can make seawater potable. Kuwait and Oman get about 90% of their water from desalination. In Saudi Arabia, it's about 70%.
If desalination plants were to come under systematic attack, it would be incredibly devastating for the region. It would be enormously harmful to the economies.
Some countries have very little potable water stored and could run out quickly, which would have ripple effects for drinking water and most industries, including farming, oil production, and tourism. International law prohibits attacks on civilian infrastructure, but David Mickle at the Center for Strategic and International Studies says that hasn't prevented them.
In the first Persian Gulf War in 1991, Iraqi forces not only deliberately destroyed desalination facilities in Kuwait on land, but they also dumped millions of barrels of oil into the Persian Gulf. And that oil clogged the intakes for Kuwait's desalinated water supply.
More recently, Russia has attacked critical water infrastructure in Ukraine, and Israel has done the same in Gaza and the West Bank.
We're increasingly seeing its use as a means to try and force concessions and raise the costs of conflict.
With the Iran war, Marcus King at Georgetown University is worried we could see more intentional attacks on desalination plants and other water infrastructure, like pipelines, dams, and treatment facilities.
Iran does not have a lot of offensive capability left at this point, but one thing they can do is they can have sort of a multiplier effect by bombing desalination plants, because this really has a psychological impact on the population.
In a way that little else does, he says, because water is such a vital resource for life. I'm Samantha Fields for Marketplace.
All right, let's do the numbers. Brent crude is at $101 a barrel. Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures are up in the 0.2% range. The yield on the 10-year Treasury is 4.26%.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Baird. Employee-owned and independent, Baird offers global financial advice focused solely on clients' needs while consistently reinvesting in the expertise and capabilities to serve those needs. More information at BairdDifference.com. And by GEP. With GEP Key Agentic AI and GEP Smart Software, GEP is at the forefront in agentic procurement orchestration and autonomous supply chains.
Some Christians, Catholic and Protestant alike, observe these weeks of Lent that lead up to Easter by not eating meat on Fridays, which means, in parts of the country, we are in the thick of fish fry season. It is an annual pop-up industry that creates an off-season spike in demand for fish, and meeting that demand is usually no problem for fisheries. But this year is not a usual year. Marketplace's Kaylee Wells reports from a Friday fish fry.
The smell of fried cod wafts into the parking lot of the German Family Society just outside of Akron, Ohio. Doors opened 15 minutes ago, and already there are easily 200 butts and seats, and the line for fried cod, German potatoes, and coleslaw stretches to the door. Fish fries happen this time of year because Christians who observe Lent eat fish on Fridays instead of meat. But for some of this crowd, religion has nothing to do with it.
I'm not Catholic, so no. But
the fact that fish is available for that month or 5 weeks.
Christy Rivera and David Matrone love a good fish fry and heard about this one from a friend.
We just love the demeanor here. It's just warm and very welcoming. So we came back. This is our second year, and
the drinks are cheap. The drinks are cheap.
The price they paid for dinner helps fund uniforms and travel for youth dance groups. So there are children wearing aprons, serving up food, and cleaning tables. Carrie Sensius is vice president of the All Volunteer Society.
Almost every night of the week, we have some group here practicing, and we have our teen group that goes to Europe every 6 to 7 years to tour and experience the culture there.
This year, dinners cost as much as $1.50 more than they did last year. The Society's president, Ewald Langenfeld, says the increase won't be going toward uniforms and travel.
The price for the fish has gone up really high.
Now, it's winter, not fishing season. Typically, fish producers meet the demand during Lent with more farmed fish.
And that's what I would call a normal year, and we're not in a normal year.
Martin Smith teaches environmental economics at Duke University and specializes in oceans and fisheries. He says the main cause of that price spike? Tariffs.
We import roughly 75% of the seafood that Americans consume. And so those tariffs are increasing the price of seafood.
The farmed fish that helps meet this Lenten spike in demand is even more likely to be imported. But wait, there's more. Starting this year, the U.S. implemented provisions of the Marine Mammal Protection Act, which basically say there are all these fisheries that don't meet U.S. standards for protecting dolphins and whales and such.
And they are banned from selling seafood into the U.S. market.
So we've got a major dearth of supply meeting our annual Lenten spike in demand. The German Family Society's president, Ewald Langenfeld, thinks they'll make it through this year's fish fry season all right.
We'll see how this week goes, if we need to purchase any more, but then we're purchasing at a much higher cost, significantly higher.
And judging by the packed house, even with the spike in fish prices, there should still be plenty of money left over for the dance troupe uniforms. In Kent, Ohio, I'm Kaylee Wells for Marketplace.
And in New York, I'm Sabri Benishore with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.